From our free daily newsletter, the latest from podnews.net with Supporting Cast. Thinking of using a podcast hosting company to upload video to Spotify? That ease of use comes with a big cost, we learned today. You will be forever locked into your current podcast hosting company, according to warnings given by Spotify in the sign-up process. This cannot be undone, says one checkbox on Spotify. Another points out that this permanently replaces your RSS feed with API-based distribution, repeating twice that this cannot be undone. Well, Podnews has seen at least 3,500 podcasts switch podcast hosting company in the last 30 days alone. It's part of the freedom given with any RSS feed, allowing you to find better deals and different monetization options as your podcast grows. It's also free to upload video to Spotify using the Spotify for Podcasters website, wherever you're hosted. It seems that it's unlikely, however, that podcast hosting companies will mention this lock-in. Podigy, which launched Spotify Video this week, doesn't even have any documentation about it. They're working on it, they tell us, while Libsyn, who launched Spotify Video distribution last week, don't mention this lock-in at all. But then, why would they? The winners of the Golden Lobes 2026 were announced. The Comedy Podcast Awards, hosted by podcast festival Cheerful Earful, gave the big ears for Funniest Podcast of the Year to sketch show Crowley Time with me, Tom Crowley. We've a list of all the winners. What's going on at self-styled world's largest indie podcast network, Inception Point AI? The company, which has around 15,000 entirely AI-produced shows, has suddenly stopped auto-publishing new podcasts. Previously, they were pushing out more than 200 a day, and existing episodes that we've sampled today appear to no longer contain advertising. We asked CEO Janine Wright. She told us,
"We're in the middle of an ongoing platform migration and commercial transition, so some publishing and monetization signals may look unusual from the outside during the handoff. We're not commenting on counterparties or active negotiations, but the business is very much moving forward. There's a much more interesting story here than the tired AI slop caricature." I'll be speaking about the future of AI and podcasting at the Podcast Show in London on Thursday, May 21 at 2:20 p.m. on the Origin stage, and I'd encourage anyone interested in what we're actually building to come hear it directly. I am an AI voice, and I was made by Wondercraft.
The Guardian is to announce a flagship US podcast today. We can tell you it'll be called Stateside with Kai and Carter, and it'll start on May the 13th. A new report from the Reuters Institute shows how news podcast publishers are pivoting to video as a response to audience demand and new platform features. It's a free download with research from the US, UK and Norway. Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists is now on iHeart after the popular improvised Hollywood Roundtable podcast joined iHeartMedia and the Big Money Players Network. We can exclusively reveal today the show features chaotic, pretentious and hilariously unfiltered conversations between fictional Hollywood personalities. It's not what you think, dear. I'm just listening to a podcast. OnlyFans has launched a specific podcast portal. The company says that popular creators are increasingly using its platform to offer exclusive episodes to expand their profile. And Beamly has added a number of new features: native analytics for its podcast page service, added automatic transcripts and auto-generated show notes for podcasters hosting with them, and added support for custom welcome emails, lead magnets, and integration with Kit. And if you're reading this in the UK, then if it's your turn, please go and vote today. Not obviously for that lot. If you were going to vote for them, we're afraid you'll have to stay at home. Otherwise, please vote, and thank you. Also in our newsletter today, which is free at podnews.net, Bloomberg's new head of podcasts, a new Rebel Audio chief creator in residence, a couple of tips and tricks, including how to use AI as your personal podcast analyst, and a ton of new podcasts, including one for you if you work in AI. You'll find those all at podnews.net. And this podcast is sponsored by Supporting Cast. Your subscribers shouldn't be someone else's email list. Dare I say the word lock-in again? Other platforms keep the keys to your audience, their payment info, their contact details, their loyalty, but Supporting Cast hands them back. Build a business you actually own with Supporting Cast. You'll find a link in our show notes for them. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe for free, we're at podnews.net.